Your AP team is about to run a payment profile. 40 vendors, all of them previously verified, all of them paid before without a problem. One of them changed their bank details last month. The change request had a signed letter, a matching domain, and a phone number that connected straight through. Everything in your process says this vendor is fine, and the new account doesn't belong to them anymore. I'm going to show you what a real payment protection workflow looks like, the 4 steps fraud analysts say actually stop this, and why most AP tools never get the chance to run on them. Here's the gap almost every finance team has without knowing it. A vendor gets verified once at onboarding. That record sits in the ERP for years. Nobody rechecks it unless something forces a review. Vendors change banks, companies merge, restructure, get bought out. Banking details get updated in one system and never make it to another. None of that shows up as a red flag because the record still looks complete. It's just wrong. Everything in this video comes from fraud analysts at payment protection platform Eftsure. In other words, the people who watch these gaps get exploited every day. Before you can protect new payments, you need to know what's already broken. That starts with a health check on your existing vendor master file. The platform cross-references every vendor record you've already got against an independent verification database built from customer verified, vendor verified, and bank verified data, plus public business registries. It's not just matching your data against itself, it's checking your data against a separate source that doesn't care what your ERP already says. What comes back is a flagged list. Which vendors are accurate, which ones have stale or conflicting details, and which ones nobody's touched since onboarding 3 years ago. That's the starting point. You fix what's already wrong before you add a single new control. New vendor or an existing one changing their bank details. The same control either way. The request goes through verification before it lands in your vendor master file, not after. On the new customer side, this is fast. Efsure's own data shows an average of 85% of vendors who auto-verify instantly at onboarding today, up from about 65% in 2020 and 40% back in 2014. That's not Efsure getting lucky. That's a verification network that gets stronger every time another business gets checked against it. For the vendors that don't auto-verify or for any bank detail change, the system goes further. Independent confirmation through a channel the request itself doesn't control, like an independently sourced phone number, not the one sitting in the email you just received. That's the difference between confirming a document looks right and confirming the person on the other end actually is who they say they are. This is the part most AP tools skip entirely. Every line item in your payment file gets checked again right before the money moves against the same independent verification data. You'll see it as a simple traffic light. Green means the account ownership checks out. Red means something doesn't match and needs a second look before you approve it. That's not a risk score buried in a report. It's sitting on the same screen where you're already approving a payment. This is where the 15-year vendor relationship problem gets caught. Documents can be faked. A phone number in an email can be faked. What's much harder to fake is independent confirmation that the account on file actually belongs to the business you think you're paying, checked again at the exact moment the payment is about to leave. Every check, every flag, every approval gets logged automatically. Who did what, when, and what the system found at the time. Two-factor authentication compliance, failed verifications, completed onboardings, all time-stamped and attributed. When your auditor asks you how you know a payment was legitimate before it went out, you're not reconstructing an email chain from 6 months ago. You're pulling a record that was built the moment the check happened. 3 things make this different from a one-time onboarding check or a generic fraud filter. It's continuous. Vendors get rechecked at onboarding and again at the point of payment, so not just once and forgotten. It's independent. The confirmation doesn't rely on anything inside the request itself, like a document or a callback number the request supplied. And it's documented. Every step leaves a timestamp record without anyone having to build one manually. Organizations reported $3 billion in business email compromise losses to the FBI in 2025, and a lot of those organizations already had fraud prevention controls running. The control that was missing wasn't their software. It was independent verification at the moment the bank account change actually mattered. If you want to see this workflow running on a real payment profile, Eftsure has a demo linked below. And if this was useful, subscribe.